Well, all right, everybody. In this video, I just want to follow up on a video I previously made about the exclusion of the first $10,200 of 2020 unemployment income from your federal taxable income. On February 25th, this was before the American Rescue Act was passed. This was before we even knew that this was going to be included in the American Rescue Act. I published a video where I basically gave people two options on what they should do if they received unemployment compensation in 2020. Basically, the options were, number one, you could file now, including unemployment as taxable, and then if that exclusion becomes law, amend your return or do whatever the IRS says you should do in that situation. The other option was to simply wait to file your tax return until it's clear what is going to happen with that proposal. Well, now it's March 14th, over 2 weeks later. That exclusion of the first $10,200 in 2020 unemployment income for those with incomes below $150,000 has in fact become law, with President Biden having signed the American Rescue Plan Act last Thursday. And by the way, the $10,200 is per spouse. So if you're married and you file jointly and you're eligible for this exclusion based on your income, both you and your spouse could exclude up to $10,200 of each of your 2020 unemployment income. So that could be a total exclusion. If both of you received at least $10,200 of unemployment income in 2020, that could be a total exclusion of $20,400 combined for both of you. So it's $10,200 per spouse is my point. So in this video, I want to talk about how this $10,200 actually gets excluded on the 1040 and what those who received unemployment in 2020 and who are eligible for this exclusion should do right now. First, how does this exclusion work? Well, the IRS released guidance last week. They said that the exclusion should be reported separately from your unemployment compensation. This means that you will still report all of your unemployment income received for tax year 2020. Okay, that's your regular state unemployment. That's the supercharged weekly federally funded FPUC, right? That's the PUA, all that on Form 1040, Schedule 1, Part 1, Line 7, unemployment compensation. Okay, this amount is generally reported on Form 1099-G that you should have received from your state. Word on the street is that some states are issuing separate 1099-Gs, one for the regular state unemployment, the other for the federally funded unemployment. Other states put both of those amounts on one 1099-G. You should have already received 1099-G from your state. It's well past the deadline. Regardless, though, all of the unemployment compensation you receive for 2020 should be reported on line 7 here. Side note, if you are a victim of unemployment fraud and you received a Form 1099-G that shows unemployment compensation that you never received because someone else fraudulently received it using your name and information, I made a dedicated video on what to do in that situation. Link at the top of the screen as well as in the description below. But assuming that's not what happened to you, you'll simply put the amount from your 1099-G on Form 1040, Schedule 1, Part 1, Line 7, okay? Then you'll show your excluded amount as a negative number on Line 8. And on tax returns, you indicate negative amounts by putting parentheses around the amount. And then on the dotted line next to Line 8, put UCE, which stands, of course, for Unemployment Compensation Exclusion. Your tax software, if it has already been updated for this change, should be able to handle all this for you. Now, if you're not sure if your tax software has been updated for this change yet, review the PDF of your tax return before you file and look at Form 1040, Schedule 1, Part 1, and see if there's a negative number on Line 8 for your unemployment compensation exclusion and make sure it's the right number. Now, when it comes to states, I can't go through every state in this video. Maybe I will in a future video. Some states obviously don't have a personal income tax at all. Other states do not tax unemployment compensation at all. Other states do tax unemployment compensation. And among those that do, some states are going to follow the federal treatment here and exclude the first $10,200 of 2020 unemployment compensation. Other states won't. At this point, not all states that do tax unemployment compensation have made the determination here of what they're going to do. And if that's the case for your state, where they don't know what they're going to do yet, you may want to hold off on filing your state return until your state has publicly announced what they're going to do here. You can still file your federal return, of course. Might want to hold off on your state. Now, what about those who've already filed their return showing all of their unemployment compensation as taxable? Well, I would have said amend your return, right? But I'm not, because the IRS has explicitly said not to. On Friday, the IRS came out with guidance saying for those who received unemployment benefits last year and have already filed their 2020 tax return, the IRS emphasizes they should not file an amended return at this time until the IRS issues additional guidance. So I take this to mean that the IRS is very likely looking into a better option than just everybody who already filed their return with unemployment compensation in it as taxable amending their return. Maybe it's some kind of automated system they can do, in their own system. Because look, if you filed your tax return, the IRS knows how much you made, if you're eligible for this exclusion, and they know how much unemployment compensation you received based on your 1099-G. Right? So this is something the IRS should theoretically be able to automate because they already have all the information necessary. Where it gets kind of complicated is with that unemployment fraud that's been so rampant all over the country over the past year. Right? So I take this to mean the IRS is looking into other options than just everybody having to amend their return. As of today, March 14th, the IRS has not issued this guidance on what those who already filed their return with unemployment compensation indicated as taxable should do. And knowing the IRS, it could very well just end up being, hey, y'all got to amend your return, right? But I think they're looking into a better option than that. If they'll be able to pull it off, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. As of today, Sunday, March 14th, we do not have any guidance from the IRS on that. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video on a Sunday morning. I really, really do appreciate it, and I will see you later today in my daily update. Bye-bye.